roof off. Woo!
No problem. How you all doing? How's everybody doing? Good. Are we really good? You know, everything is energy, right? Everything is energy. And I'm going to talk about a little bit about energy, but more about networking up. So we are here networking with each other. We're networking with our peers. But there's something different. There's something magical about networking up. And that's what I want to show you today and how it's impacted my life and my business. And I know it can do the same for you. So proximity is power. So how many of you network up? What do you think networking up might be? Was that, sorry? Yeah, networking with people who are where you want to be. Any more takers? Yeah, finding a mentor. So these are all things about networking up. So we're here with our peers. Yeah, we're here with our peers. But then there's another level of networking. So we're going to network, we're going to take people's business cards, we're going to share information, but there's another level I want to share with you. So, just a little bit about me. My name is Michelle Raymond. I'm a HR consultant and a business coach. I've been in business now for about 4 years. I work with small, medium businesses. I speak all over the world. This time last year, it just came off my Facebook actually. I was in Dubai and I was speaking about the perfection paralysis and why women need to break that need to be perfectionist and to be right. And today I'm here with Des, and you know, I've seen Des's events all the time. I keep thinking, I need to go. And I'm so glad for this opportunity to be here today. These are just some of the clients that I work with. So I work with small, medium businesses, also corporates, public sector, private sector. We deliver HR services, business coaching, business consulting, and where businesses are at that stage where they want to scale and grow and get a team of people together. So our team, we deliver contracts, all sorts of contracts, employment contracts, consultancy agreements. I help people negotiate pay rises, salaries. That's a different story where women just do not negotiate as well as men. And I think we need to be better at that. But yeah, that's a different story. But that's what we do in the business. So why is it important to elevate your circle of influence? So shared knowledge and wisdom. Yesterday I was at Blenheim Palace. I also sing as well, and I was going to show you a video actually, but we didn't have time. And I was singing at Blenheim Palace for Winston Churchill's great-grandson. He got married, and he asked me and a number of other people to sing at his wedding, and this palace was absolutely beautiful. And I got that because I networked up. So I had the privilege at singing at Blenheim Palace. It was absolutely fantastic and beautiful. And while we were there, we were speaking to other people, and then I was with lords and ladies and all of these titles, and we started speaking, and because of that, I was listening to what they're saying. The knowledge was just so rich and so different. And like Jenny had alluded to, it's about diversification. And I'm an avid fan of making sure I'm networking with all different types of people because you can learn from absolutely everybody. Increased opportunities, you get more. My opportunity yesterday, for example, was at Blenheim Palace, but I'm going to show you some more. Increased income and influence, and it cuts your learning curve in half. What you learn from people who are playing the game at a higher level than yourselves will stop you from making the mistakes yourself. So, I'm going to share with you 4 strategies. Build it before you need it. Now, if you've got pen and paper, because there's a couple of things I want you to do. I want you to take notes of some of these strategies, and there's going to be, I'm going to ask you a question at the end. Build it before you need it. We need to build our relationships before we need them. Too many times, we want to build relationships, or we want something from somebody, for example, but you've not put any skin in the game. You haven't built that relationship of getting to know them, getting to understand them. I don't know, how many of you here, I don't know, on your social media, you get some random request and people trying to sell to you. Who is that? That happens. I hate it. I don't know about you. And I think to myself, why don't they want to know who I am and understand me. Or even before they've requested to be friends, in my inbox they'll say, oh, so tell me what you do. But it's all over my Facebook, it's all over my LinkedIn what I do. So you don't want to be asking questions which are apparent, or you can Google. When you're with certain people, or you're trying to reach certain echelons in society, you don't want to ask them questions that you could Google. You want to ask them really specific questions that give you insight and information. So build it before you need it. And so let me give you an example of where I did this. This is my mentor, Mr. Jack Zufelt. Once again, diversification. I wanted to find a mentor who was very much unlike me. So I wanted to get a white, old male in the US, and I found Jack. And I've been seeing his work, I've been listening to his podcasts, I've been reading his books. And the opportunity came up, and I was really, really nervous. I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, he's agreed to mentor me, he's so expensive, should I do it or should I not? But because over a period of time we've built this relationship, and now he's mentoring me, and what I'm learning from him is absolutely astonishing. He just sees things, he refers to me as a Lamborghini. Okay, not a Ford Fiesta, a Lamborghini. And what he says to me is, I'm a Lamborghini and I'm going round and round in circles. And he said, now Michelle, it's time to get on the freeway. And when I hear this, it just gives me so much energy. And I'm just thinking, whatever you got, Jack, I want some of it. And this is because we built a relationship. So now when I need him, I just pick up the call, I just pick up the phone. So he's given me opportunities to connect and speak in the US and to build contracts, to get contracts with people in the US, because I built the relationship before I needed it. Second strategy is lead with generosity. So today is an example. I led with generosity. I spoke to Des, and I knew there was somebody who could really benefit from his skills and expertise. And I made a referral. I didn't ask for anything back in return. I just led with generosity, because there's sometimes you have to learn to give and do not expect anything back in return. But it does come back round. You know, God, the atmosphere, whatever you want to call it, it will give it back to you. So there is another lady that I led with generosity with. Her name is Mirella Sula. Who knows Mirella Sula? Or have heard of her? So Mirella Sula is a global entrepreneur. She has, her business has scaled so quickly. She's in about 13, 14 countries, and she runs a network for women, for global women all over the world. So I went to one of her events, and you know, when people go up and they do their pitch, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to go up and do a pitch. Let me give her something. And I like singing. So I sang for the group. And she was so blessed and touched by it. And I said, whenever I come to your event, if you want me to sing, I will sing for you, and I will help to, bless and encourage your audience. And because of that, we got talking. And she wanted to hear more about my personal story. So like somebody had said, and Angelica had said before, we all have a personal story. I have my personal story. I'm not going to go into it right now, but it's very dim, and it's very, very disturbing. And it caused me and my family to be in the newspapers. We were in ITV News, and it's because of something my husband had done, which he ended up in prison because he was molesting children. And it damaged my daughter, it damaged me, where I fell into depression, I lost all bodily function, I just kept wetting myself all the time. And I used to sing for like Kylie Minogue and for Blur and those kind of things, and I just dropped out of everything. But when I had the opportunity to share my story in the magazine, Mirella allowed me to do that. And I know exactly how much she charges for others. But because I built that relationship and I led with generosity, I was able to be blessed to put my story in her magazine. And because of that, somebody else had read it in Dubai, and they asked me to come over to Dubai, and I spoke out in Dubai. Somebody else was sitting in the audience, somebody, once again, who was a key person of influence. They asked me to speak in Dubai. Again, the same year. So do you see the ricochet effect, where when you lead by generosity, and then somebody else sees it, and somebody else sees it, God will bless you. The universe will bless you. So this is what's happened, and now I have a really great relationship with a number of people in United Emirates because of what I did 2 years ago. So I really want to encourage you to lead by generosity. Get to know the gatekeepers. Now, I don't know how many of you are employed or in contract jobs. When you want to get to speak to the CEO, you need to get through the PAs. Respect the PAs. Respect, trust, and like the PAs because they will let you in when nobody else will. So this is what happened with this gentleman. So that's me with a gentleman called Abdullah. Abdullah has been watching my Instagram videos, and he was saying, Michelle, I really love your stuff. I really love your energy. And he introduced me to this gentleman called David Imaniti. Now, David Imaniti is a Forex trader, and he's a top network marketer. He's also a multimillionaire. He came over to England, and because he's been watching my Instagram videos, because Abdullah told him about it, he invited me and some other people for a private mastermind. And what I learned in that room was absolutely amazing. And when you're around with certain people, your energy level rises. It absolutely rises. So that's a perfect example. So the fortune is in the follow-up. How many of you are going to take somebody's business card today and not follow up? Tell the truth. It happens, right? I was in my office, and I have so many business cards, and I can't remember who these people were because I didn't follow up. But I want to give you an example of when I did follow up. So I went to an event. I got 1 business card. I followed up with 5 emails. 3 calls later, 2 in-person visits. So it feels like a lot of work. But that follow-up led to £5,000 a month, just by 1 person, because I followed up. Please do not leave money on the table. Please follow up. If you meet somebody who you connect with, who you like, who you resonate with, please follow up. You just don't know where it's going to lead. And too many of us, we try to network with too many people at once. And yeah, I believe that your network is in your net worth, but choose who you network with. Be selective. This is your time. This is your expertise. Choose who you network with and make sure you're always networking up and you follow up. So I want you to increase your asks. Don't be afraid to ask for help. So these are the last 3 things I want to share with you. Get intentional. Be intentional. Too many of us, we wake up in the morning and we just do things. We're in a habit and we're in a cycle. But I want you to be deliberate. Success happens on purpose. It doesn't just happen. You have to make it happen. You have to be intentional. And a lot of us have the desire, but we're not disciplined. We watch Les Brown, we watch Tony Robbins, and we're pumped today. And tomorrow, what's happened? What's happened when your daughter's getting on your nerves and work is just giving you a headache? That's why desire needs to be matched with discipline. You need to be committed. We need to be committed. Get obsessed. Now, there are many coaches out there, and I totally agree with them, because I'm not very good at this myself. I'm not very good at getting balance. But I'm at a stage of my life that I don't want balance, because I want to be obsessed about what I'm doing. I want to be totally immersed in what I'm doing, and then my balance can come later. So I'm not here to teach you to be balanced, to get balance. I need you to get fire in your body, and I need you to be disciplined, because when you're on a trajectory to success, there's no time for, I'm not feeling in that mood today. You have to be totally immersed. And you need to evolve. Be very stubborn with your goals, but be flexible on how you get there. Because sometimes you have to go to the left, sometimes you need to go to the right. Sometimes you might have to stop speaking to certain people for a period of time, for a season, but be adamant with your goals. So this is something I want you to do later. I want you to write down, who are your make and break friends? Because we all have maintenance friends, right? We have those people who, you can always depend on. You can go around their house for food or to watch TV. But they are your maintenance friends. And too many people were told to get rid of our friends if they're not pushing you to the next level. But I don't actually really agree with that. I just say, just put them in the category of your maintenance friends. You can still speak to them. You don't need to share your dreams and your visions with them. But they're your maintenance friends. But then you have your growth friends. These are the ones you know you need to call when you need that pick-me-up, when you need someone that you want to share something with and you want to bounce ideas with. That's your make or break list. So who are the significant 5 people in your life that you need to reach out to this week or over the next 2 weeks? Who are your 5? Now, if you do not know that, if you do not have 5 people, you need to get 5 people, at least. 5 people you need to reach out to. 5 people who, they're in your industry, but you know you should have dropped an email, you should have sent a message, you should have called, but you hadn't. Because those 5 people will change the direction of your business. They will change the direction of your life, but you need to be accountable. I have done this and I've seen the difference. I'm on it. I'm totally on it because there's somebody I was reaching out to and I kept grinding. I was calling, I was emailing, and they've turned around and they said, Michelle, because you are committed, let's do business together. Because they saw my commitment before I had to really prove it. So what I want to ask 5 people, if there's 5 people here that want to work with me for a week, for us to reach out to your 5 people, and I can keep you accountable, and then we can follow up to make sure what is the next step. So what else do you need to get from that person? What do you need to do to build that relationship? I want to offer just 5 people for £29. That's all, for £29 to work with me, because trust me, like I said, I don't do balance, so that's for someone else. I'm here for people who are ready to get their success. I'm here for people who are not going to sit on the sidelines and say, someday. I'm ready for people to say, today. So if there is 5 people, please see me. I've got these cards, just put your details on here. Let's grab a call, let's get on a call. Tell me who the 5 people are, we'll find them. They don't have to be in the country. They could be anywhere. Let's connect with them. And let's write the email together. What needs to be said to put in there? There's people who want to do so many great things, and there's people already doing it. Tap into their knowledge. Tap into their expertise. Why are you trying to do it by yourself? Why? And there's people out there who have done it before and who are ready to help you. So I want to leave this quote with you. Your social capital, or your ability to build network of authentic and personal professional relationships, not your financial capital, is the most important asset in your portfolio. It's who you know and who knows you. Thank you for having me.
Whoa, let's give a round of applause to Michelle Raymond. Was that good? Another round of applause for Michelle Raymond. Thank you.